Hello and welcome to Top of the World. In the last video you saw us obtain a tractor and forest trailer with crane. It's a Volvo 2254 4-wheel drive and a Patu forest crane. Well, we didn't really have a lot of servicing to do on the forest crane, but the tractor, that's in desperate need of everything. So this video is just about servicing the tractor. Enjoy the video. Right, whilst that's continuing to drain, even though we topped this up, right, we can see white stuff coming out down there, which is good because it means it's picked up all the water. We're now going to re-drain this axle because we've got much thicker oil and we've got a sealant. So we are going to once again drain this out. Oh, look at that, it's white. It's like milk. So that was worth doing. Okay, that's engine oil. I'm going to write the date on the oil filter. Now for the front axle I've got a rubber seal rejuvenator, the same as for the engine, and the thickest, horriblest gear oil I can get my hands on. Yep, that's definitely it. There we go. All right. Now the hydraulic system, and we have to drain this in 3 places. You can see a row of nuts in line. This one, that one, and one at the back there. One at the back there. And they all have to be drained. Now, The thing that slightly concerns me about this is this system when it's full, and I know it's not full, it's supposed to hold 20 gallons. Golly. So that's an awful lot of used hydraulic oil to come out of here. So I've cleaned all my containers up because we don't at this moment know the condition of the hydraulic oil, but I have already put a couple of gallons in it because there wasn't enough, presumably due to the leaks. So we don't know what's going to come out of here or how fast it's going to come out of here. It's not looking very clear, I've got to say, but it is coming out at quite a rate. In fact, it's not even, oh yeah, that's hydraulic oil, I think. Wow. Hasn't got much of a smell to it. It wasn't so much. Seemed like a lot, but it wasn't. This one didn't look very good. Okay, let's see what this one holds for us. It was a bit gritty. That doesn't look good either. So the last lot that came out definitely had water in it, and that looks about the same. It's not the darkest oil, but anyway, for hydraulic oil it's dark because hydraulic oil is clear. Feels alright. God. That also feels really gritty. Really gritty. Well, that definitely wasn't over tight. No, they definitely don't look very good. We've seen better. Oh, wow. That's not... Well, I'm so glad we decided to do that. What a mess that's in it. That has got some nasty stuff in it. I'll have to show you that. Wow. That's so needed doing. Like more than anything else I've seen on this tractor, that needed doing. Okay. Now that was in the darkness down there. Look at that. Wow, that's so bad. That's got water and lumps and metal in it. There's a lot of metal in there. See all that metal? Wow. That's a lot of metal. That's a lot of metal and that's a lot of sludge. That's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of metal on here too. Okay, let's find out all this works. Oh, there's loads of stuff. Yeah, that was a bad filter. That's the worst filter I've seen. By far, that's the worst filter I've seen. And that's a lot of metal. So who knows how long that's all accumulated. I don't know. Is the answer? Okay. So out of all the things I found, this is by far and the worst, by far and away the most. This is the worst out of everything. Wow, there is so much metal in there. And then you can see all the lovely glitter on this and the mess that this is in. Okay, so much fine metal particles. Now we've got the main filter in here. And that fits on there like that. And then also in here we have the main ring housing and 2 O-rings. Oh, I don't know what the second O-ring is for. I know one O-ring goes on the bolt there, yes. Okay. So what's the bigger of the two, or is that just an extra option? That's definitely the right size. Right, so I know the light's not too good in there. Oh, it didn't come off. Oh, and I've dropped that. No, the light's not too good in there. I might have to go and blow that off with some air. Anyway, that's that all cleaned up. And that's that now dropped in the grit. So we'll just re-clean that. And then we can set to and fit that. Let's put that somewhere clean for a minute. Now, let's see if we can get this old seal out of here. It's not the easiest place to get to, that. There we go. Out you come. Old seal out. And that is old. A new seal in. Squeeze this back in past this hydraulic hose to whence it came. I'm not sure if I like that very much. It seems to be putting pressure on that hose I think I should turn that hose slightly. That's what I think. There we go. That should make for a easier and better fitting filter. Oh yeah, much better. There. That appears to be sealed very nicely. Okay, let's clean up around the drain plugs. Put the drain plugs back in. That one goes into there. Okay. Right. Then we should be ready to fill this with hydraulic fluid. God. Right. So before we fill that up, let's find out how much came out. Because we got that. We've also got, as you can see there, only half of that. Well, they're 20 litres. What's that? 5 gallons. So, yeah, let's put that in there and we find out how much came out. Okay, that's 20 litres. And I've still got more in there. So, looks like a little over half of what should have been in there has come out, because that's 20 litres and there's supposed to be 52 in there. Yeah, no wonder it weren't running very well. Alright. That's bad. Right, so the service manual says under normal operations you should have 40 litres in it. Right, we're going to do litres because that's what the book says. But with implements, right, you increase that 40 to 52. So it's had 40 in it. I've got to put 12 in out of here. Oh, okay, that's axles, engine, hydraulics. I've got to show you what I found in the bottom of that big green pan we've been emptying the hydraulics into. No, that's not good. That's not good at all. And now we've got diesel. Right, what did I find? All of that. There's another big bit of metal up there. There as well. What's that? What is that? There's some quite big bits of metal come out of that. Well, they don't look good. They don't look good at all. Right, that come out the bottom of the drain plug. That is a bit of gear. That's definitely a bit of gear. Look at that. And half a circlip. And a lot of metal shavings. Okay. Well, that's not concerning, right? Because I know where that came from. But those two, that's really concerning. Well, there's not a lot to be done about that. So that was completely spotless, this was, when that went in there. There's another bit of metal up there, look. So we know for a fact that there has come out of the gearbox, out of the hydraulic system, come out of somewhere in amongst all that, and that's a chunk of gear, that is. Sliced off completely. And that's a circlip, or half of one, and then you've got all these metal shavings. Not to mention all the metal shavings that are already in the filter. So something in there has gone awry somewhere along the line. And all that muck and mess. You could eat your dinner out of this box when I started. And what actually came out of it? I've just put 2.5 of these in. Right, 52 litres. And there's 20 and 27 litres came out. So it was more than half of its capacity empty. Anyway, it's full now, and it's got a new filter on it. So I think what we'll do is we'll bleed that, and then we'll do the diesel filters. Okay, that was a bit of a test. So the method for bleeding the hydraulic system is firstly pump the clutch until you've got a clutch, and secondly turn the steering all the way left, all the way right until the power steering comes back, and then finally turn on the PTO and move the linkage up and down and check all the valves. Well, of course, getting the clutch bled, that was easy, that comes straight away, but you've got no chance of moving those wheels left to right unless you're driving. Well, you can see the tracks. Yeah, there is still snow everywhere. It's only the yard where it's ploughed and the roads that are ploughed. Anyway, so I've been all the way around the yard trying to get the steering. Eventually it came, and then it came a little bit, and then it completely came. And it's, well, the steering's never been that light. That's still not leaking there, is it? No, I definitely got that leak there. Yeah. Okay, so the steering's better than it's ever been, and it goes in and comes out of gear better than it has done before. And I've only just initially bled it up. Also, the linkage appears to come up much faster than it did before, even though I had it set on maximum speed. So I'm hoping now, when I connect this up to the trailer, all the hydraulics on the trailer work better than they have done. Okay, diesel filters. They don't look too bad on the inside. A little bit of crud in there, but I don't look too bad at all, that one. Yeah. Two of those. I've actually sent 3. Oh, that's good, and an O-ring. I need a little screwdriver to get that O-ring off of there. Right, that's that O-ring off. There's an even smaller one in there. I wonder what that tiny one's for. That one I know goes onto there. And you want one of these in this lower housing. Like so. And the new filter. Like so. Then the upper O-ring, I don't suppose for 1 minute you can insert that and that stays in place, but we'll try. Yeah, it does. All right. Wow. Like you say, you can't remember when he done it, but the rubber looked and felt very old. And this is nasty. This is all this varnished diesel. Right, I'm going to manually pump it up and you're going to see it before me. So you're going to come out of there. Anything yet? No. Oh, that's the bowl's filling up with diesel, that's good. We're getting somewhere then. There we go. Oh, that should do that. If you were shouting, I didn't really hear it. Right, don't do this to me. There we go. Right, I really want to know what came out the hydraulic system. So, the diesel out of the filters I've used to put in this so that we can then pour this into that funnel which has got a coffee filter in, and I'm then hoping it will show us how much metal and what kind of metal is in the hydraulic system. And when I clean this out, it's really important that I get all the metal out so that I don't drain the next thing and think I've got metal in that when I haven't. All the particles of metal, there's a lot of big particles. Yeah, all that shiny stuff, that's all metal. Good morning, day 5. I might have messed up, just a little. I might have got complacent real fast. I'm a bit later than normal because we've had 5 new chicks this morning, and the dog thinks I'm talking to somebody. However, last night after I changed the diesel filters, and it was warm yesterday, did I start the tractor up and get it up and running? No. Right. Did I also leave the ignition on? Yes. Have I come out this morning and it's snowing, it's really cold, and there's not enough power in the battery? Yes, yes and yes. Snowing. It's really, really very cold, and we ain't going nowhere fast. So the reason I wanted to start it this morning is to put it inside because it's snowing. It's not supposed to be snowing today, but you know, this is how it works here. So I was just going to bring it inside a bit. Anyway, I messed up because there's no light that's on. I shall need to put in, I've got one on the other tractor, but I shall need to put a red light on the dashboard that tells me as I'm getting out the cab, the ignition is still on. Anyway, so that's going to delay me a little bit. So first thing this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to take this back plate off. There's a big plate goes across here. It's It's got all these cables running out. But it's the only way I can get into the back of the gearbox housing, into the back of the gear lever housing, to find out why that gear stick is flopping around. It's no good like that. We can't run it up to... Anyway, I messed up. I managed to get this back plate off. I think now I can show you what I'm aiming for, what I was trying to get to, I think. In here. Can we get you in there? Right, behind door number 1, there you go. See that bolt? That holds the gear lever bracket still. That's what I need to get onto. So, we'll do that up, and then we should be able to reinstate that. Why is it not focusing? Hello? Okay, that's all back together. Gear stick, perfect. Right, before it was all kind of, well, those of you who've driven old vehicles, you know. Now it's like the day it was new. Now I'm trying to deal with another problem, which is another one of the things I've got to fix. So rather than deal with the problem, I've decided to fix it. So this tractor should have 2 12-volt batteries in there. Right? And their 12-volt batteries are in parallel, not in line. So it's a 12-volt system, but it needs 2. So, this is the one that came with it. It's got a test date of it of the 30th of the 8th, 2021. Right, I don't know the history of that. These two, I know the history of them. They look older, but they've had a hard life. So I'm actually going to just forget about that and put my 2 in. They're both 60 and 70 amp hour cranking, and that's all I've got that will fit. So we're going to put both of these batteries in here and solve the problem. So what I've done is I've cleaned up the terminals and I've cleaned up the leads, and we'll see if we can get them both in that there box. And it's cold. It's very cold. Nice. This one should fit in there. Yeah, that's all very, not happening very well. When you've got positive lines crossing negative lines. No, I don't like that at all. I'm going to put that one up there. Right. Well, that was a challenge, getting the air out of that. Do you know, my friend said to me, I don't know if I've said this or not, he changed the filters last, but you can't remember what year it was, and what a nightmare it was to bleed. If it's got any air in it, and what a nightmare it was to bleed. Anyway, that's 3 hours gone, and it only took an hour to replace the filters. Might have only taken 30 minutes. So it's up and running. I've had it parked on the concrete here for a couple of hours now. 0 leaks. That's all the service parts done. I've just made up some new brackets for the new lights. It's got its yellow beacon on top. I think we're ready to go and hook this up to the trailer and plug it in and see if this crane will work properly this time. Should do, it's got the right hydraulic leveling. And if it is, I've got a couple of poles, telegraph poles, telephone wire poles. It's like spam, isn't it? Spam, egg and chips. Right, so, where was I? Anyway, let's go and do that. give up with the wind and this. So that's about ready to go. That's hydraulic fluid leaking out of there. I'm surprised it's not leaking out of them. Anyway, there's 2 hoses that we need to replace with some urgency. You can just see what's going to happen there, can't you? Well, I can't tell you how cold it is. I really can't tell you how cold it is. And I think for 10 minutes on the machine, actually, that's kind of all right. Feels awkward. Don't feel smooth. Well, not yet anyway. It'll come, I'm sure. But I'm going to call that a video, that one. Are we ready to go on the site? Well, I thought we was getting there. I'm running out of time. We've fitted new rear lights and brake lights. And I fitted new side lights, blinkers, indicators. Has its beacon on top. It's not my preferred condition, but it's ready to go. We're going to leave the video there. It's probably long enough. It's all servicing. I've done it all. It all seems to be all right. I don't think it's leaking too badly, although, now I say that, when I looked under it briefly earlier and I said, oh, there's no leaks, it has got a leak on the hydraulic system. Would you not guess? It's actually on the join between the 2 gearboxes, so you can't see nothing from under here, but further back you can see a couple of drips there. We'll just keep an eye on those and pretend we didn't see them for now. Right, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for joining me. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.